How's everybody doing? Welcome back to the Booth Review, Season 5, Episode 2. This is my second time recording because I didn't record the video feed. My bad. But we're going to talk mock draft. First and foremost, we're going to go into a mock draft, first round, NFL, because, we can. We're going to talk about that. We're mainly a football podcast. Didn't start that way. It's kind of where we're at now. But after, we'll probably dive into March Madness coming up. We'll talk some baseball, spring training, and all that. Hockey, they had the face-off with the USA losing. Some sad shit. That's kind of where we're at. I'm ready to just jump into the mock draft, though. The first team that we actually had, I didn't even introduce you, Brandon, with my co-host, Brandon Higley. That's the first time I didn't introduce you. I hate you. But where we're at, Titans draft first. Let's hear what you have.
Yeah, I mean, not a super quarterback-heavy draft. Might be the worst quarterback draft since 2021.
People are gassing some of the quarterbacks, and I just don't agree.
Yeah. That being said, I think the Titans are going to take Cam Ward. That is the one guy I think, in my opinion, can be a quality NFL starter out of this first round. Yeah, he's got really good arm talent. He's athletic, big quarterback, 6'5", pretty good IQ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Titans taking quarterback here. It's probably their biggest team need overall.
See?
They got a lot of needs, but they don't have any quarterbacks.
We're already different, which is crazy. Because even with the injury news coming out, I think because they just granted Harold Landry a trade, the option to seek a trade, I'm having them taking Abdul Carter out of Penn State. And, I mean, I think Cam Ward would be a good option for them anyway. The Levis experiment has been brutal.
Oh, it's been really bad.
Before that, I'm a casual Packer now.
Malik Willis.
Malik Willis, yes. That only lasted a few games, though.
Mm-hmm.
That was disastrous as well because he can't play quarterback. So, I don't know. I have them shying away from quarterback because I feel like they've had miscues already, and I think they kind of need to build up everything else. But
yeah, it'll be interesting to see who's under center for them if they don't draft one. Because there's some options, but there's not really any low-end options for a team of their caliber that's not really ready to compete like they have. I mean, they could get a Daniel Jones and just chill out, but like...
Is that really chilling out, though?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Even Daniel Jones, hear me out on this one.
This is a big hear out already.
He's better than a quarterback on a tanking team would have.
Yeah. I mean, you could be the Browns.
Right.
As we'll talk next.
Like, he's not good, but he's not like
He's a player.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
I think he just had statistically the worst season.
Yeah.
The completion percentage and such, literally the worst season ever.
So I think Daniel Jones, in the right system, maybe could be serviceable. The other options out there, obviously, Sam Darnold, Aaron Rodgers is available for trade. Hearing Matt Stafford's available for trade.
Yep.
Both the Steelers guys, Wilson and Fields, both out there. So it's going to be an interesting, not a great, but an interesting quarterback offseason and free agency. So we'll see what happens. But
yeah,
I got quarterback going first.
I respect it. Number 2, though, because I don't have quarterback going first, I think they probably go quarterback regardless. So I think you probably I could be wrong. You probably have Shedeur here. But I have the Browns taking Cam Ward. I think it's a no-brainer here. I think Cam Ward, again, as you talked about, maybe the most complete, not maybe, I think the most complete quarterback in the class. Yeah. I think you'd be idiotic not to take him. Mm-hmm. So, especially, I don't know, Cam Ward's a good dude. So, I think that he'd be a no-brainer at 2 if he does not go 1, but I don't see him making it out of that top 2. Yeah. Or I don't see him not being in that top 2.
We flip-flopped our 1 and 2. I got Abdul Carter.
Yep, fair.
Going 2. I think just best player available. Browns have a lot of needs. I just don't think they can get themselves out of the Watson thing. I think they got to at least play him. And also the whole Myles Garrett situation. I think Abdul Carter is as good a replacement, as good of a young replacement as you can find. So
do you think that
Carter at 2 for me?
Do you think that if they got Abdul Carter, that Garrett might be more willing to stay?
I don't know. I mean, it frees him up. Like, you can't double either one because the other one's going to kill you.
Yeah, he's going to feed. I mean, and if you're Abdul Carter and you have Myles Garrett anyway, that's the best way to develop.
Right.
Like,
yeah, it'll be interesting. I think this offseason is going to tell the story of Myles Garrett's storybook ending here in Cleveland. at least for me, I think it's storybook. But for them, not so much. Depends on what they do, man. They don't really have a great receiver room. Their quarterback room's a mess.
Yep.
Defense has pieces in places. They got good corners.
There are players on that roster.
Yeah, they got good corners, good defensive line.
Good corners, good D-line for sure. Safety, questionable.
Safety's a question mark, yeah.
But, I mean, they're not going to take a Malachi Starks this early or anything.
No, right. So I think if Carter's there, they take Carter.
Yeah.
But,
no, that's fair.
You know.
Number 3, I'm surprised. Well, I think we probably have the same person. I'm not sure. But if I'm Giants, I'm getting a new QB. I don't think they're going to get one in free agency. So I think they're going Shadir. That's kind of where I'm at. I just think. And I'll even say it now. I don't have another quarterback in the first round.
I don't either.
I think that I'd pass that. I mean, I keep seeing like these swirling things like, oh, this player's gonna be great. This player's gonna be great. Could be first round talent. They say that about 100 players each year.
Yeah, smoke screen season is in full effect.
There's gonna be another team that takes quarterback. I guarantee we're gonna be wrong, and then we're gonna be like, what are you doing? But at this point, I just think Shadir is going to New York, and I think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna be great. I don't think he's gonna succeed that well in that system. I could be wrong. It's New York. Play is where you go die.
Yeah, I have Shadir as well. I think they're a perfect match off the field. Shadir, a lot of media attention, obviously, with his father being the coach and all the social media stuff in the rap career he's trying to build.
I did not see that. Is that a thing?
You know the song Perfect Timing, right?
No.
Bust down my AP, perfect timing. That's him. That's Shadir Sanders.
I don't even know the song.
So, yeah, I think they are a good match off the field. I don't know. He's obviously super talented. He's got a great arm.
Yep.
He's got great wheels. He's got the moxie. I mean, he's got a lot of tools, and that's why he's going to go high in the draft, obviously. I think, and this is true for all quarterbacks, it just depends on fit, dude. He's got a receiver, if he goes here in Malik Neighbors, that could arguably break into the top 5 to 10 receivers in the league next year, depending on how it goes. But other than that, not a whole lot.
I don't know.
So it's going to be difficult for any of these early round quarterbacks. It always is, unless someone trades up. So
hear me out. If I was the Giants, truthfully, if I'm the GM, I'm trading down because I don't think a quarterback. I don't know. At this point, there's so many needs for the team. I think it's better to get more pieces. And I think next year's class is more polarizing. They're not going to be good this year. I think just having another down year with a young roster to build that team, you trade back, say you even go to like the 10th pick, something like that, or even you say you trade out to someone in deep 20s that's willing to do it, because there are teams like that sometimes. Not often, but I'm saying like mid-round, dude, you get another first-round pick, you get all the way down, there's a lot of talent in this first round, a lot of players you need, and then go next year and get a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah, here's why if I'm the Giants, I wouldn't. It has nothing to do with that not being a great reason. It's because I think this is the GM and the head coach's last chance to get it right. And I think if they trade the pick away and suck again next year, they're both going to be gone and out of jobs.
See, I think that is a problem. I don't think we've talked about it
There's
before.
short leashes, and
they are short leashes. In an ideal world, I think that would be the best case for the Giants to get back in contention.
No question about it. Yeah, I just think that's why they won't do that. And I think that a team that's more fit to trade down is probably Tennessee or even New England from 4. But New England has a lot of needs too. I think Tennessee could trade down because they have so many needs. I think there's not really a solidified position on that roster.
Kind of what the Bears did.
Yeah.
So,
I think if you're Tennessee and you trade into the low single digits or the high 10s and you gain draft capital, that might be the best option because it's not really a draft where the number 1 overall pick is a franchise changer. To be honest with you, I don't know.
You're probably right with the whole GM thing. Again, like I said, perfect world. I think that'd be the best case to contend again. But I guess it'd be a whole new office, different. It's just I don't know. These teams need to suck and continuously suck if they want to get better, and that's the best way about it.
Ownership's too impatient. In the NFL.
I mean, you could be the Steelers.
That's the. Oh my gosh.
Purgatory.
I just don't want to even talk about the Steelers, man.
We'll get there. But yeah, number 4, Patriots choked their way out the first round pick, or not first round, first overall pick. But number 4, it just seems very New England to take Travis Hunter, to get another solidified corner in there. And he's a dude that could also play receiver. It really depends on where they go and where, I guess, he fits best for them. I could see him playing both receiver and corner, not at the same time. I think they will choose one, but they need a lot of receiver help. They need some help at corner at this point. New coaching staff seems like a safe pick to have a versatile player come in.
When I was trying to decide who to take for New England, it was down to two guys, and Travis Hunter was not one of those two guys.
Okay.
It was between Tetroya McMillan and Will Campbell.
Okay.
Who I think are the two best players at their position in the draft. And it's pretty solidified by now at this point.
Yes.
But ultimately, I went with McMillan.
Fair.
Best receiver in the draft, in my opinion. It's pretty widely known that people agree. I think that if I'm a GM and I got a shiny new quarterback, I want to get him a shiny new weapon, especially when I don't have any. Yep. He just has nothing to throw to, and he still looked really good for them last year down the stretch. And I think there's tackles out there that you can get you could trade it back into the late first round or grab one in the second and third round because you're going to be picking at the top of the second round. So I think that the tackle depth is deeper than the receiver depth in this draft. But
yeah, actually, this receiver class doesn't seem as deep as some of the other ones.
It's top heavy. That's what it feels like.
Yep.
There's like 3 or 4 good options, and then the rest are kind of projects.
I'm trying to see what picks do the Patriots have. I didn't know if they had.
Do they have their second round pick?
I think they have their second round. What would they have traded it for?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Mock draft. Can I do? Regardless, I think if so, I think they still end up with the receiver either in the first or second round. Regardless on how it goes. I don't know. I like that reasoning. I just think that I like the versatility of Travis Hunter.
Yeah, and it is intriguing. And I think if you draft him to play receiver, I think that's a guy they could go after. My thought process behind this was that they got a shiny new quarterback who looked really promising, and they already have Christian Gonzalez as well. So I thought they wanted to help their quarterback.
They have
out.
2/3.
Okay. There's still tackles in this draft that'll be there, though.
Yep.
By then. So
absolutely. I think
that was my point. But
yeah. You're seeing a pretty good corner class. You see, a lot more safeties are coming in, a lot more corners are coming in.
Yeah.
And
it's interesting.
I will say now, I think this might be the deepest running back class in 20 years.
It is, and it's super frustrating
there's
for me because
11 dudes you can get.
There's a report that the Steelers are interested in bringing back Najee, and it just can't happen, dude. It can't happen.
Number 5, Jacksonville.
This is where I got Travis Hunter. I think he could play either side of the ball for the Jags, or maybe both, because it's a really, really badly run organization, and they might just run him into the ground. But I think Jacksonville's at a spot where they need both, and I think they're in a spot where they can afford to take best player available, especially when the Heisman Trophy winner's still on the board at 5. So I think they go Travis Hunter at 5.
Fair. No, number 5, I had Mason Graham. I think their D-line has been relatively mediocre past Josh Allen. And Mason Graham's a beast. Clogs holes. And it's not a fancy pick by any means, but he has a really high floor. I think that he's just someone that's going to perform for them, and I think that's just what Jacksonville needs right now, is someone that's going to go out and perform.
Yep.
They don't want a question mark anymore. They've taken too many of those.
Yeah, he's a safe pick. 100%.
It's not fancy, but I am taking Mason Graham.
Yeah.
Number 6?
Raiders, usually known for some very odd picks.
That's why
they've made some rough decisions.
That's why I'm going here. I think it's very Raiders. Number 6, I have taking Ashton Jeanty. I think that
could happen.
It's the Raiders. The Raiders have made some very questionable picks. Tyree Wilson a few years ago. Can we say a bust now?
Definitely.
I don't think he 100%. He was a low floor, high ceiling type of guy.
Yep.
And he's more floor than anything. He just really hasn't performed.
Yeah.
And
Cleveland Farrell, not even in the league anymore. 4th overall.
I forgot about him. When was that?
That was 18, I believe.
Did they pick last year? Raiders. Bowers.
Yeah, Bowers was a great pick.
Bowers the beast.
Alex Leatherwood, 2020, not in
Mhm.
the league anymore. Just some bad choices. I have them taking Jade Barron just because
Fair.
of needs.
Mhm.
I could have then made the sexy pick and done the Raider thing and said, oh, they're going to take a kicker. But based on their needs, I think they need a lot of corner help. I'm going to take Jade Barron at 6 for them.
Fair. Yeah, that's again pretty safe pick. He's actually a bit down my board for what I have people taking, but regardless, I think this is a deep class. But number 7, this is the Jets. The Raiders, I think, are going to make a weird pick. By the way, Jets. There's a lot of places they can go, and I think they're more in panic mode still. I think they don't know their identity. They could go quarterback. They could go offensive line. They can go D line. I think Reddick's going to be gone, right? But
Yeah.
I actually have them taking a receiver because I also think Adams is. I don't think Adams is going to stay.
Did they extend Reddick?
I thought they were talking about it. They did
'Cause
reach
did
an
he end up
extension,
playing?
but he sucked. He sucked.
Yeah, so they
He
might.
recorded like 3 tackles.
Yeah, he was brutal.
And there's reports they're going to cut him. A lot of reports that they're going to cut Adams. Aaron
is gonna
Rodgers
get traded.
gone. Yeah. So a lot of holes. I haven't taken McMillan. I think I don't know.
Safe pick.
Safe pick. I feel like there's a lot of question marks. I feel like their GM shit in his pants. He realized he probably can't turn it around. Get someone flashy. But I think McMillan is the best receiver in the class, and I think that for Jets, it's very Jets. I feel.
Yeah, definitely shouldn't have fired Robert Saleh. I got him taking Mason Graham. Best player on the board for a franchise who is brutal. They're the worst franchise.
Pair him with Quinnen Williams.
Is it crazy to say they're the worst franchise in the history of sports? I know they
Yes.
have a Super Bowl,
Yes.
but they're at least in the top 3.
I'm a Sabres fan.
Sabres are bad too. Yeah.
Uh,
But
in the history of football, the Lions are still the worst. We can't forget what the Lions have done historically. Nothing until the last 2 years. They had 70 years to do something.
Yeah.
60 years. 70? Somewhere around there.
Jets, though, their playoff drought's getting pretty up there.
It's getting pretty up there. The Jets have been the worst in that's 20 years probably.
Yeah, they're brutal. Mason Graham,
Other than the Browns.
BPA, stud. I
Yeah.
like Mason Graham a lot. So
Yeah.
that's where I have him going.
Yeah. A lot of dudes, surprisingly with the down year for Michigan, a lot of dudes in the first round for Michigan
Yeah,
still.
they pump out talent, man, even when they're bad.
A lot of defensive talent this year. But we're number 8, Panthers?
Yeah.
I have them taking Will Johnson.
I also have them taking Will Johnson. Speaking of those Michigan defensive players, I think Will Johnson's the best corner in the draft, even though a lot of people say Jade Barron is.
Mhm.
Will Johnson, man, he has a knack for the big play. He's got a lot of interceptions. I don't know if that speaks to his coverage ability or the bad decision making of the quarterbacks in the Big Ten throwing to him. Would not
Mix of
recommend
both.
it. Would not recommend it. Will Johnson, smaller frame for a corner, but
I think people overvalue size. in
yeah,
the
I mean,
NFL.
I think if you can ball, man. Especially, he won a national championship. He was the best player on the team as
Yeah.
a corner.
Yep.
As a sophomore, so that really, I mean, you can look at the advanced stuff all you want. That speaks numbers. Yeah, Will Johnson, man, number 8.
Yeah.
I don't really have much to say. He's a great corner.
Panthers have a lot of needs. They got a receiver last year, and Bryce Young's looking good. I would not be shocked if they went and got a weapon in the second, though.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Number 9, Saints.
Weird pick here.
Okay.
For the Saints, I have them taking Emeka Ibuka.
Okay.
I think they need a lot of help in a lot of places. Obviously, they're not good. They have a connection to Ohio State receivers. You know, Michael Thomas, not Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. I think they go back to that. They tap into that pipeline again. They take Emeka Ibuka.
Yeah, I actually have a weird position for them. I haven't taken Tyler Warren.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, they reported that Taysom Hill is not coming back, I believe. And if so, I think it was not coming back. If so, he's still in his 30s. Tyler Warren is a very safe pick,
He's
I think.
unbelievable.
And I think, again, that's something that the Saints need is safety.
It's a guy that I wouldn't be afraid to take early in fantasy drafts next year.
Yeah. I think kind of just like just like Bowers came in, maybe
Mhm.
not as good, but he's going to come in and he's going to perform. And he's going to be probably a top 5 tight end. That's not even, I don't think that's
not
that crazy.
crazy.
The tight ends in the league suck right now.
They're all getting old.
Yeah. They're
Bowers is already the best tight end in the NFL.
easy. First team All-Pro rookie.
Don't
Didn't
even
win
have to
rookie
think
of the
twice
year.
about it.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
But quarterback award. Regardless, Tyler Warren, that's where I'm going. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It does. I had Warren going to one of 2 places, and that was one of the 2. So, yeah.
Number 10, the Bears.
Number 10, the Bears. The Bears, I think, are regretting taking Caleb Williams over Jaden Daniels, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
In hindsight, obviously. They're going to try to get him as much as they can to help him succeed so they can prove themselves right. They have been quarterback hell forever. Their best quarterback in franchise history, mind you, is Jay Cutler.
A lot of potential.
A lot of potential.
Actually, true, but
Yeah, so I have them taking Ashton Genty.
yeah. I like that if he wasn't already gone. It's weird. Genty, I think, is going to go earlier. People haven't gone to the Cowboys. I think he's going earlier. I think a team's going to take
He's not
going to
get to Dallas.
I don't think so. And I think Cowboys are going to panic because of it. We'll probably end up drafting someone weird. I don't know if I'm drafting someone that weird, but
I have them making a good pick.
They
They do that. They'll make a good pick, and then they'll make 3 bad ones.
Yeah, Taco Charlton still haunts them. Regardless, number 10, the Bears. I haven't taken James Pierce Jr.
Good player.
Tennessee. I think he's gonna be a beast. Yeah. Was it character issues that came out about him, or do you see that? Or
Yeah, it was.
I think-
He was sliding down the board. Preseason, he was projected to go number 1 overall.
Yep.
Did you see his 40 time today?
No.
It was in the low 4.5s.
Interesting.
Led all
That's-
defensive linemen.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
But my thing is, Chicago. I don't think they care so much about these red flags when it comes to the character issues and all of them.
They're just trying to get good football players. On
Yeah,
that team.
character issues at this point, I think they're fabricated. As much there's been so many stories, and then these guys never have any issues. Sometimes it's true, Pickens, but he hasn't killed anyone or done something like other people.
He's just, I don't know. He's not a bad guy.
No, but just messing around there. But there have been a lot, and they all fall to the Eagles. I think the Eagles are fabricating these, coming out saying, "Ooh, this guy." Kind of a piece of shit.
Wouldn't be shocked if that was the case.
No, but it's all inside stuff. You have a lot of these people, a lot of these insiders that will make up these stories.
Mm-hmm.
Keep people away. It's all part of the game.
Well,
I think,
I don't remember what happened. I remember parts of this situation with the Larry Tunsil thing on draft night.
it was leaked by a team, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Or
it was
like
leaked
an
by a team,
executive?
and it sent him flying down to 13 overall, and he ended up being one of the best players in that draft.
Yeah. I
Never had an issue in the league.
That
ever.
was over. It's all weed. It was like he was gas masking. He was hotboxing, smoking weed, and people were like, "Oh, that's gonna make him a bad player."
No.
The only person that really suffered from that was Josh Gordon.
Martavis Bryant. But
yes,
that was when it was illegal to do it in the league.
Yeah, at that
If
point,
that was today, they'd still be playing.
People overgas it, and I don't know. I think some of it is fabricated. Not all of it. I think some of it is because it's always around draft time where it's like, ooh, this comes out, that comes out. Number 11, though, you had the Bears. Number 11, San Francisco. Who do you have them taking?
I have them taking Trent Williams' replacement, Will Campbell, best tackle in the draft.
Number 11, I have San Francisco taking Will Campbell. Yeah.
He's a dude.
He's going to be a day one just beast.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's another dude that's just had very, very high ceiling, but very high floor as well. I think he's going to be a stud. So
I can't remember exactly what his measurables are, but he's a big kid. Let me look.
He's athletic though.
6'6", 324. Yeah, he's a huge tackle, and he can move. And he can move people as well, obviously.
I'd hope so.
He was so you know how LSU has the number 7 award thing where they give out the number 7 to their best player.
Yep.
It was going to be him, and they didn't allow an offensive lineman to wear 7, so they gave him 77. This was 2
ended up
years
getting
ago, by
7?
the way. This was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Who got 7?
I don't know.
Interesting. I thought it was a locker
Might have
room
been
guy
Kyron
typically, right?
Lacy. I'm not sure who it was.
It's normally a locker room guy though, isn't it?
I think it's just the best player.
Is it just best player? I thought it was best for the team.
Maybe because Jamar didn't wear it and Jefferson didn't wear it and Burrow didn't wear it. So you're right. Yeah, I think it is.
What was Burrow in? What was his college number?
9. It was
I
9.
thought it was 9.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Regardless, yeah, safe pick again. Cowboys are interesting. Cowboys, I think JT's not there. I think they panic.
I don't know what direction the Cowboys are going in right now. Do they want to compete or do they want to kind of go into a soft rebuild?
Jerry doesn't know.
They're in a weird spot because they've paid 3 players so much money to make you think that they're trying to compete, but also they just don't have a good enough roster to compete.
I don't know. Jerry's in the situation where he thinks he's going to compete, I think. The fans are in the situation that they hope Jerry keels over. I think that's where it's at.
I mean, that's true. They really do. I'm sure. But
He's just so...
he's a good owner. He's just a bad GM.
It's not like a disrespect. Like, he just genuinely did not keep up with the game, like what it is today. He's doing the same thing he did 25, 30 years ago, and it does not work. If you're an owner, you shouldn't be a GM. You're rich, bro. Enjoy being rich. I just don't see the point.
Yeah, it's a dictatorship is what it is, really.
Who do you have them taking?
I have them taking Luther Burden. I think they need another wide receiver opposite CeeDee Lamb.
I had Luther at first, and I said they're going to end up panicking. I think they're going to go D-line. I think they're going to take Mike Green. They like their smaller schools.
They've really... And, like, dude, they took a D lineman.
Them and the Patriots, I think, like the small school dudes.
Yeah, Mozzie Smith didn't work out. I think we can fairly label him as a bust already.
Yeah.
He just was nothing for them. So...
I don't know.
They might double down.
I like Mike Green. Don't get me wrong. Small school though, it just seems like a weird Cowboy thing that they would do.
Yeah.
So
something that would make John mad.
Yeah. John will throw something over this pick. So
I do like Luther Burden for them if they were to take him though.
I think that'd be the best thing for them to take.
Right on the way is Brandon Cooks getting out the door. Luther Burden comes in the door. Kind of a similar guy. I think Luther Burden reminds me a lot of Randall Cobb as well. He's a guy that he's not a freak athlete. He's not super fast, big, strong, but he's a reliable target.
Yep.
He can play both the X, Z, and the slot play.
He's slippery though. He's slippery.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah, I think he slipped the most tackles. I think that's what it was. Like there were a lot this season. He kills us in Dynasty.
Yeah.
Luther had 350 yards on my head. But regardless, yeah, I agree about the Luther Burden thing. Again, I have him taking Mike Green. I think Mike Green again will be fine. Just because he's from Marshall doesn't mean he's gonna suck. But I think the Cowboys, again, they're weird. Once Jerry's gone, he won't retire. Once he's gone, though, I think that they'll be in a better place. Right now, they're in purgatory. They're going to draft 12 to 16 every year.
I agree.
13, Dolphins. Where I'm at with the Dolphins, I don't see them drafting defense. And I think they should draft defense. But I think I don't know. The whole regime right now has been very offensive heavy, and I think they're going to continue. And I think they're going to go offensive lineman. I have them taking Kelvin Banks Jr.
I like Kelvin Banks Jr. I have them taking Walter Nolan, one of the biggest freaks in this draft. Interior D lineman,
Yep.
I think, is on the same tier as Mason Graham in this draft. Nolan is 6'3", 304, but one of the craziest motors and playmaking skill sets for a guy that I've ever seen at that size. It's going to be interesting to see if he can translate it to the NFL, but the SEC might as well be the NFL. So I'm not real worried about how his game's going to translate over the NFL.
I don't know, he gives me like flashes, like motor-wise, of like a Max Crosby.
Yeah, but he's 304, which is scary.
Yeah, but just never quit. Like I have not seen a play where he just gives up, or he's always 100%, 110%, full force running, throwing people. He's huge too.
Yeah, and for his frame, dude, he's a bowling ball, but his bend is unbelievable.
Those Ole Miss boys are huge. All of them. Always.
They are. Lane Kiffin knows how to breed defensive linemen.
And I don't know. I think I like that pick. McDaniel really, since he's been coached, he had shied away from defense in free agency, in keeping players, and in the draft. So.
Yeah, it's not a great culture right now. It's a broken culture. It needs a fix.
I was looking at receiver for them too, with the whole Tyreek drama going down as well. Wonder what will happen there still.
Yeah, we haven't heard much lately about that.
He said he was leaving, and then it went quiet for the last 2 months. So, I don't know. We'll see.
We will see.
But I haven't taken tackle. I think Kelvin Banks is the stud. Again, Texas can all those schools really. Let's be real, all can produce some pretty good offensive linemen. I think that James Pierce, I said James Pierce, I'm an idiot. I think Kelvin Banks is going to be a beast, though.
Yeah.
And I think it's a safe pick to always take offensive line.
It's a good tackle draft.
Yes. Very, yeah. Number 14, we have the Colts.
Yeah.
I have the Colts. They're kind of panicked, I think, over Anthony Richardson on developing. I don't think they're completely giving up on him, but I think they're going to try and give him safety and give him weapons out there. But I think their receiver room's fine. Like wide receiver, but I haven't taken tight end. I haven't taken Colston Loveland out of Michigan, number 2 tight end on my board, which I saw people actually have him as number 1. I don't see him over Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren's their entire offense. Wild. No worries, but I don't know. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, no way. I have Tyler Warren going here to Indianapolis. They need a tight end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the receiver room is good. They got Josh Downs, stud. Michael Pittman, stud. We'll see what A.D. Mitchell becomes, but still a fine 3.
Maybe.
And then, Anthony Richardson needs as much help as he can get. I think this is the year that you have to make your decision on Anthony Richardson.
Yes.
If he doesn't do it this year, it's time to move on and restart at quarterback because it's a decent enough roster to compete in a bad AFC South.
Yeah.
Truly is.
I think he has the same development coach as Josh Allen right now. In the offseason, which is great for him. Changed Allen's form completely, but if Richardson can take the same steps, because a lot of what he does, just pure skill, reflects like a Josh Allen or like a Lamar, just talent that he has because he's so mobile. And I think when you have a quarterback that mobile, you need a big tight end.
Yeah,
big tight end's a safety blanket.
Dude, and he's got a cannon. He might have the biggest arm in the NFL. It's just not accurate.
Yeah. He just makes poor decisions.
Yeah, and I mean it shows. I mean he only started in 13 games in college or something.
Yeah.
Crazy. Got picked 4th overall. So we'll see how he develops. We never really see anything like this before.
He has all the fundamentals though. So I don't know. I think tight end's safe. Number 15, Atlanta Falcons.
I've been begging the Falcons to take an edge rusher for 4 straight years, and they never do. They always pass on whatever really good edge rusher is available. And did they take Dallas Turner last year though, or where did he go? This is embarrassing that I don't know where Dallas Turner played. Is he a Viking?
I think
he's a Viking for sure.
He's a Viking.
That's the guy that I wanted them to take last year. Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted them to take Dallas Turner. Year before, I wanted them to take Nolan Smith. I remember. This year, I'm going to continue the edge rusher train. I want them to take James Pierce at 15, one of the most talented guys in the draft overall, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He could go anywhere from the 5'6" range to this range, I think. Depends on how teams view his character, like we talked about earlier. 40 in the mid 4.5s with really good finesse moves. There's a lot to like with James Pierce. I think Atlanta, they're a team with they're not that far away from competing. They almost got in this year.
Again, great secondary.
I think the best secondary in the NFL. Need a little bit more pass rush.
That's the problem, is there's too much time. But it's that trend that I don't think they're going to change. And I think with Michael Penix coming in, which that's the big question mark there. If he performs well, they'll win. You know, I think they're gonna try and make it as easy as possible on them. And where I'm at is I have them taking. I think they're good at tight end. They have a good running back. Give them that 2. Maybe they're 1. I'm having them taking Luther Burden.
Yeah, a good fit too. I agree.
Think if he's still there at that point, I don't know. I think that it would be wise for them to go D-line, and Walter Nolan's still on my board. But I think it'd be wise for them to do that, but I think they're going to try and make it as easy as possible on Penix, because Penix didn't look bad. I don't think he, wowed. He looked like Jaden Daniels in any sense. But, I don't know. I think he's solid. I think that, make it easy on him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree. 16 Arizona. Last 2 seasons, they've taken some offensive weapons for their franchise quarterback, Kyler Murray. Paris Johnson and Marvin Harrison Jr., obviously.
Yep.
This year, I think they go to defense and start to shore that up a little bit. I'm going to take Kenneth Grant, the defensive line from Michigan.
I think we're kind of pretty similar in thinking. Since he's still available on mine, if he was available on yours, I think you'd take him. I have him going Walter Nolan.
Yeah.
Beast. If he actually does fall that far, they're getting an absolute steal. Teams have shied away from defense. I don't like that. Teams are so offense heavy. Last year, the first pick was, 15?
Yeah, Dallas Turner.
Yeah.
He went by all those really bad defenses.
Yeah, yeah. And the defense players played well this year. The corner class was great. I wanted the Bills to get Cooper Jean when they came back. They didn't. They should have.
They should have.
But regardless, Walter Nolan, we talked about it. Beast.
Freak.
He moves people.
Freak.
17, Bengals.
So, here's my thought process. On the defensive side, because they don't need anything on the offensive side of football.
Yep. I think their GM gets lynched if they go offense.
They might. New defensive coordinator, Al Golden from Notre Dame.
Yep.
Really, really relies on his aggressive blitz packages, his pass rush. So, I have them going with an edge rusher to pair up with Trey Hendrickson. I'm going to take Mike Green from Marshall.
Yeah, that's fair. I like that. I'm similar on D-line. You just took him, but I'm going Kenneth Grant here.
Yeah.
Again, another people mover, and I think, like I said, if they don't go defense, they're in trouble. You had Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, the best duo in the league. Triple Crown winner for Chase.
Burrow, if they make the playoffs,
MVP,
probably wins MVP.
Unreal season.
Yeah.
That defense let them down again and again and again. And I think a lot of it came down to once they doubled Hendrickson, they didn't get a lot of pass rush.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Corners stink for them. Their defense stinks.
Yeah, as a whole, it's terrible.
Who are their linebackers right now?
Logan Wilson, is he there?
I don't know. You watch the North more than I do. Bad, though. Bad.
Jermaine Pratt's there, I know that. But, we're talking about Jermaine Pratt right now.
Yeah, if you're talking about Jermaine Pratt, I know their linebackers suck. Their D-line, everyone other than Hendrickson pretty much sucks.
Yeah.
Letting Bates go was idiotic. You don't even have to pay safeties that much. You got paid good, but not that good compared to what some of these players are making.
Yeah.
So Chase is gonna get yeah. Regardless, Kenneth Grant makes sense to me. D-line makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Any defensive position you'd say would make sense to me. I thought about Campbell as well, but
yeah, that wouldn't have been bad either. You go ahead with your next one.
Number 18, I have the Seahawks. They're in an interesting position. I think quarterback's interesting for them. I think they're kind of in purgatory. JSN played really well for them in his second year. But I have them taking Josh Simmons, tackle Ohio State. Again, another safety pick. Really, really deep tackle class. I think I have 5 tackles going in the first round. I don't even think that's crazy. I just think it's such a deep class of tackle that all these guys are probably going to pan out. 4 out of 5 are probably going to pan out.
Mm-hmm.
There's always that one miss.
Yeah.
But I think it's such a good class, and I think it's safe for the Seahawks to start building up that O-line and sneakily come back doing that. So that's my reasoning.
I have them taking one of my favorite prospects in this draft, Shamar Stewart, edge rusher, Texas A&M.
Okay.
Late riser. He just had an unbelievable testing session at the combine. 4.59 40. His 10-yard split was 1.58, so he gets off the ball extremely fast.
Mm-hmm.
Vertical jump of 40-inch vertical at 6'6", 291. And a 10-foot, 11-inch broad jump. So nearly an 11-foot broad jump.
So he's going to pick off a lot of quarterbacks at the line.
Yeah, he's a freak, dude. He's 6'6", 291. He's long. He's athletic. Not a super productive at the college level.
Yep.
But also teammates with Nick Scourton, another guy who could go in the first round this year, opposite of him. So I don't put too much stock into that. I think it's a very, very good upside pick for Seattle in a year where I don't think they're a team who has a direction at all. I'm not sure they have a direction, to be honest. They're one of those teams that are going to be in purgatory for a little bit because they're talking about extending Geno Smith, if you have read the headlines.
Yeah. That's why it's just build that offensive line, build that D-line. Eventually, you'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you have dudes in the trenches that are going to be there for 15 years.
Right.
But, yeah. It was O-line or D-line for me the whole time, though.
Right. I agree.
And the receivers, I think they're better. I think they ship DK. Get value. Again, you're going to be...
Yeah, I can see it as well. I just hope they don't undervalue DK because, that guy's a freak, dude. They don't make him like that.
Once you give... Say he goes to a contender, which anymore... I'll just throw it out. Say he goes to the Chiefs because they get everyone. If you imagine DK and Patrick Mahomes, DK's going to look top 3.
It's ridiculous.
And I mean that.
He will be. He'll have a 2,000-yard season.
Yeah, no, he's so underrated because he's stuck in Washington, and Washington as in the state. So.
Yeah, I agree.
But anyway, number 19. This is another team again, purgatory. I think they're less of purgatory.
A little bit better, but I agree. I don't think they can compete for a Super Bowl.
And I think most of these teams that are stuck in this position, I think the Cardinals shouldn't have overperformed like they did. Or was that their pick originally?
Yeah, that's their pick.
Okay, yeah, because they made the late push. Yeah. Regardless, these teams are stuck bad. I could go a lot of different directions for all of these teams. I actually have the Buccaneers taking Jod Campbell out of Alabama, which, wow, it took this long to get an Alabama player. Different program now.
New era in college football.
Absolutely. I love it.
It's awesome.
College football is fun. First year watching, there's just, I don't know.
I also have Jod Campbell. I think they got to replace Levante David in the middle. I think they have a lot of shored up position groups. I think linebacker's probably their biggest need.
Yep. Yeah, D-line isn't terrible. Safety's pretty good.
Kajai Kancey's good.
Yeah.
I think they could use edge rusher, but I don't think there's an edge rusher worth. Well, there is, but I think they need linebacker more.
Their O-line's pretty good. The receivers, Godwin may be gone. Receivers aren't bad. Quarterback, I think they're rocking it with Baker.
Baker's good, man.
I like Baker.
Baker's top 10.
I don't know about all that. Maybe.
Baker's top 10.
Potentially.
Can't name 10 better.
We doing that right now? Here.
You got to name 10 better than Baker Mayfield.
Josh Allen.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Joe Burrow.
Yes.
Justin Herbert.
It's close, but yes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yes. That's 5, right?
That's 5. Jalen Hurts. Yeah, come on.
I don't know, man.
Come on. He just won I don't care. It's
Look
a
at
loaded
the weapons.
roster. Weapons, yes, but he won the Super Bowl. You have to give that to him. They put up
All right,
40 points.
I'll give it to you, but I think Baker's better. But go ahead.
Okay. Let me go by division now, because now it's actually...
Burrow, yes.
Yeah.
Did you start? You didn't say Burrow yet.
I said Burrow, didn't I?
Did you?
Yeah. I think I said Burrow.
Maybe.
Okay, I'm mainly NFC now. Jared Goff. Jared Goff is yes.
No, he's
yes.
not.
Yes.
Nope.
Absolutely.
Jared Goff's not better than Baker Mayfield.
Jaden Daniels.
Yes. Jaden Daniels is better.
He had a slump. Not Jaden Daniels, of course, first year. I might go Stroud still. I think Stroud will bounce back. Stroud had a lot of injuries this year, man.
I like Baker Mayfield, dude.
Okay. You can take him out. But I'm thinking I have 9. But say I have 8. We have the South. Trevor Lawrence isn't there anymore. Trevor Lawrence is buns. Maybe not Dak Prescott.
No way.
Buns.
No way. Come on.
I said no. South. There's no one in the South, is there?
No.
AFC South, AFC West. We have
Bo Nix, maybe, but I would still take Baker at this point.
I wouldn't put Stafford over Baker.
He's probably 10, but he's top 10.
Who else is in the West? We have
Raiders, no. You already said Mahomes
I
and
was saying
Herbert.
NFC West.
Oh, Geno, no.
Geno, no.
Kyler, no.
Hmm?
No, not over Baker.
Okay.
Stafford, no, you said, and Purdy, no.
Purdy, are you sure? They
Not-
had a
not over
bad roster this year. A lot
Yeah,
of
and it
injuries
showed
again.
because he didn't play worth a damn.
Okay, maybe I can't. I hate being wrong on this. North, I already named Lamar. Already named Burrow. God
Well, obviously
damn it.
Russell. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I think you might be right.
He's probably 10. Tua, no.
Tua, yes, I think. If Tua's not hurt, I think Tua, yes.
Over Baker Mayfield.
I think I'm taking Tua.
Baker Mayfield, who was in the MVP conversation for a long time this year. He was unbelievable. He led them on his back. Every receiver was hurt.
I think I'm taking Tua.
And he won a lot of games without any wide receivers this year.
Okay, I named maybe not. I think I at least named 9 though, so he would be that 10.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I think he's probably 10.
Oh, there has to be someone I'm forgetting. There has to be.
He's good, dude. What are you talking about?
I know he's good, but I feel like there has to be an argument there.
I wouldn't give Jordan Love it.
That is someone I forgot.
I wouldn't give it to him. I like Baker over Jordan Love.
I do like Baker. Okay. I'll give this one to you.
He's probably 10. So, like, it's close, obviously.
Close.
But he's probably 10.
I'd slot him in 10. Wait. By the way, I love Baker Mayfield.
I love Baker Mayfield, too.
I really hope for his success. But I thought I could. Maybe not. I guess the quarterback isn't as strong as I thought in the league.
No, it's really
very
not.
Top
It's
heavy.
It's extremely top heavy.
And
if you don't have one of those top heavies, you don't have a chance.
A lot of mediocre guys. You have a lot of has-beens.
Yeah.
Okay. If I think of someone else, though, I'm putting it out there. Aaron Rodgers? No.
No.
He's washed. Okay, where were we? Number 20. We're now at the Broncos.
Yes.
I haven't taken him yet. Give me Ibuka out of Ohio State.
Yeah.
I think Troy Franklin, other than the touchdown against the Bills, didn't do anything all year.
Didn't do anything all year. It's Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
I think they might not keep him.
I think they have to go receiver. Bo Nix balled out with no weapons.
I said either receiver or safety. They still haven't really replaced Justin Simmons.
Yeah, but they just had a rookie quarterback ball out. I think you want to at least make sure he's doing
well. You know who picks next, and I really want them to take a receiver. So I gave the Broncos Malachi Starks, best player available, and it fits a need.
You're a douche.
That's what they say.
Okay, Malachi Starks. What's the reasoning? Just because they need
just
safety?
because the Steelers picked next.
Then who do you have going to the Steelers?
Matthew Golden to the Pittsburgh Steelers at 21.
Well, you had Ibuka going because I have 21 Matthew Golden.
Yeah.
I had him taking receiver. I mean, who's the... Gabriel would be the next best quarterback, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crop of nothing. It's Gabriel Milroe. I don't mind Jackson Dart. If they take Jackson Dart in the first round, I'm lynching myself.
What about? I'm blanking right now. Syracuse.
Not in the first round.
Yeah, but it's Steelers. No, I don't see them taking.
They did take Kenny Pickett in the first round.
Jesus, yeah, yeah. Kenny Pickett would be good.
You had to buy in. You had to be there.
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, look, in the preseason, he's balling out. Super Bowl winning quarterback, Kenny Pickett.
I'll never watch a preseason game ever again.
I think they need a receiver. I wouldn't be shocked if they still went running back.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind it if they took Quinshon Judkins.
Yep.
I wouldn't hate that at all.
There's a few good ones they could take. Even if they took Scatterbo.
Amarion Hampton.
Hampton would be good.
Cam Scatterbo in the third round would be unbelievable value.
Yeah, but that's the thing is I think they're going to draft a receiver later. You could draft a receiver in the fourth and they'll probably start this year.
I would like Tez Johnson in round 2. I wouldn't hate that either. But if Matthew Golden's there, he's a guy you got to take.
Yeah. I think he'd fit the offense really well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at. Yeah. Your reasoning's a little different than mine. Your reasoning was, Steelers are picking next. But number 22, Chargers, I have Mikael Williams, edge, Georgia.
Replacing Bosa, yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's safe. Chargers, Harbaugh did really well, I think, this first year. I think that he's going to want to build up that defense. He's a great defensive mind anyway. Mikael Williams. Easy. Georgia.
I have them filling a need on offense. I have them taking Colston Loveland.
Yeah, he went 10 picks for me.
Right.
Shit. I actually called them and said, don't take him. I need him for number 22, but they said no. So
I think if he's there, that's a smart pick. They haven't had a tight end in a long time since Antonio Gates, to be honest.
Yeah, you had a lot of dudes go earlier. I had a lot of dudes go earlier. That's kind of where we're at now. Now we're just filling them out.
Yeah.
But no, I don't mind that. I think even though the Chargers are picking later, I think the Chargers are in a good place.
They are, and nobody saw them as a playoff team going into last season.
Yep.
And they've really exceeded expectations.
Yeah, I'd already put Harbaugh in the top 3.
I agree. He's a great football coach, dude.
The better Harbaugh brother, too.
He
I'll
is.
say that by far.
He's got less talent right now, but
Yes.
once he builds his culture and builds that roster up, yeah.
If he's on the Ravens, do they win a Super Bowl? Switch brothers.
I just don't think Lamar can do it.
Yeah, I don't know. Same story. I actually thought the Ravens were going to beat us, and then we went into it, and then out of here.
Just bad turnovers cost you.
Always. Okay. Next up, we got Green Bay. Green Bay, where I'm going right now with Green Bay is there's a lot of talk in the corner room.
About Jair.
Yeah, Jair already left, or Jair, he didn't already leave, but Jair think about leaving. That's bad for them. Their corner room's not very strong. I saw people taking receiver. I don't know why. They have 4 number 2s. I think they're doing fine there. Running back, they're doing fine. Quarterback, you have to stick it out with Love. O-line's not terrible. I'm going corner. I haven't taken Barron yet. Not a lot of these teams need corner compared to a lot of their other positions, so he fell on my board here. But 23 for Green Bay, I think that'd be a steal right now. So, yeah.
Yeah, he would be. I think he's a guy that you see in every year's draft where he could go anywhere from near the top 5 to the top of the second round.
You have a lot of edge rushers like that, too.
Yeah, and it's because there's so many of those positions, edge rushers and corners. So they're really team need based.
Yep.
I have them. I think they really want to get an edge rusher, and Shamar Stewart might have just tested himself out of their range. I had him going up to 18 to Seattle. I'm giving them Mykel Williams. I think he's probably the best guy available also. So
Yeah.
for me, on my board.
24 is interesting. The Vikings have a lot of areas they can go. Yeah. Who do you have them taking?
I have them taking Benjamin Morrison.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I have taking Derek Harmon. Again, another D-line's actually not bad in this.
Derek Harmon's a monster.
Yeah, he's a beast. Vikings, their defense already looked really good. I think just adding on to that is, I think they end up. I don't think that Darnold stays.
No, I don't either. I think they're probably. I don't know what they're gonna do. They might get Aaron Rodgers.
That'd be stupid.
They complete the Brett Favre arc for him.
But I think.
But they're in a position to succeed right now. Like they just need a guy who can feed Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison the football.
Russell Wilson.
Not bad for that situation. Not good for the Steelers that has to lead the offense, but if you need someone just to throw the football to somebody, why not?
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, they made Darnold look like $1 million.
Yeah, and Russell Wilson.
But they do have McCarthy. They do have McCarthy.
Russell Wilson's better than Sam Darnold. He just is.
I don't know if I'm going to say that.
He just is, man.
That's the other dude over Baker. No.
25, Houston, I have Derek Harmon for the same reasons you did.
Dude's a beast. Oregon, too. I don't know what they feed him.
Oregon's... Yeah, they're good. I don't think the Texans need offensive help. I think they just need to get healthy. They could use some defensive line support to help Will Anderson out.
Okay. So, who do you have him take? Oh, wait, Derek Harmon. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, Derek Harmon.
Yeah, sorry. This is the only trade that I said. It's not shown on my board, but I have them trading 2 picks down. I have them going to 27 trading with the Ravens. I think the Ravens will take Malachi Starks.
Yeah, and pair him because Hamilton's more of a box safety.
Yeah,
and
Hamilton's a beast.
He's so good.
He can't catch a pick, but...
And then Malachi Starks would be that free safety that hangs out over the top. So.
Just having the 1 and 2. Ravens are good for getting talent to fall to them as well.
Yeah.
I think that sets that defense up perfect over the top. Their corners are already pretty good. Nate Wiggins had a pretty good campaign.
He really did. And I think they could use as much defensive back help as they could get because Marlon Humphrey, not so good last season.
Yeah. Malachi Starks, best safety available.
Probably best player available on your board, to be honest.
Yeah. But people aren't drafting safety that early. Way early, so.
Yeah.
Number 26, the Rams. I haven't taken Jalen Walker out of Georgia. I think that the Rams are another interesting position, but I think with Stafford leaving, I think they're kind of, even though they made playoffs, I think they're in a rebuild now. I think that they should target their defense and target the trenches. And
yeah, speaking of trenches,
they're old.
I have them taking Josh Simmons, tackle Ohio State.
Yep.
I think that with all this up in the air about Stafford, about Kupp, they need some stability. They need a guy who they know is going to step in, play day one, be there for at least the next 5 years. I think Josh Simmons provides that. And I think that it's a team that could also use tackle. So, kind of fits both.
Oh, I thought you had something else. You
No,
ended
kind of fits both.
You ended on a note that seemed like it was a comma. My bad. Yeah, that's fair. Rams, do you agree though? Do you think that they're in a point where they're probably gonna have to rebuild?
Yeah, I think it's just the career of Matthew Stafford is just going to expire before long. I still think he has 1 to 2 good years left in him. I just don't think you can wait on his career to end.
He's holding them in playoffs. Like, he's still a good quarterback.
He's still a
for what
very
he has.
good.
Like,
He's borderline top 10.
Hall of Famer or no?
100%. The Super Bowl solidified it.
Yeah. I kind of agree. Maybe not first ballot, dude, but I think he makes it.
Yeah.
Lions legend. But, yeah, that's what I don't know what I was going with there. But I thought I had something to say. I didn't. I like Jalen Walker, though, for them.
Yeah, me too.
Again, they have a lot of needs that they can go to. They overperformed. Number 27, I now have the Texans, and I have them taking Armin Membu from Missouri. I butchered his name. Missouri's back, though. But regardless,
Missouri's back.
Missouri is back. I think Texans are going to continue to just... Okay, I'll just say it. Stroud got killed. Stroud got killed all year. He didn't have a lot of receiver help, but people are healthy again. People are coming back healthy. Get him someone to block. I think Tunsil is good. That's it. I think he just got killed all year. I think they need offensive line.
Yeah, I tend to agree. But I have the Ravens picking here, so
yeah.
I have Jalen Walker going to Baltimore.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Good player, dude. And I mean, you lose Patrick Queen. This is your Patrick Queen replacement a year later. So
is it crazy to say, as a Bills fan, I hate the Ravens. I like
definitely
Lamar.
not crazy
I like
because
Lamar.
I'm not a fan. Either.
I just don't like the Ravens.
Yeah, I don't either.
I just think everyone gasses them too much. 28 Lions. To me, this is the Dan Campbell pick. Give me Gray Zabel out of North Dakota State. North Dakota State has surprisingly produced a decent amount of players in the last few years. It just really seems like a Campbell pick to me, and I think that offensive line. This is a team that doesn't have a lot of needs. What really killed them was injuries.
Yeah.
So I think if you get a good tackle in there, I think you're doing fine.
Yeah, I have them taking a tackle too, and it's a guy you had going super early, Kelvin Banks Jr.
Yep.
I think he's just the best guy on the board, and like you said, they don't need anything, but you can always add a tackle and figure that out. Shore up the offensive line, not a bad idea.
I have for 29, Washington. Good on Washington for making it this far, by the way.
Yeah.
Rookie quarterback, good on them. Probably hurts them to make it that far, but I don't think they're getting bad value right here because I have them taking a receiver. I have them getting another dude. I like right now pairing these receivers, these young quarterbacks. I am taking Eilmeyer, which is the dude that could go as early as I'd say 20, could go 42 or something like that.
Yeah,
he could drop.
There's a wide range for sure.
I like Eilmeyer. I did a Stanford rebuild, so that's kind of where I'm at there. He's my tight end for South Carolina, but I actually think he is a good receiver. Great hands. I think that he would fit Washington very well, very complimentary. No drama really there. So I think he fits their young system right now.
It takes the load off of McLaurin, too.
Yeah, and Scary Terry along with Eilmeyer. I like how everyone with named Terry is called Scary Terry. Maybe that's repetitive. We need a new nickname for all Terrys out there. Shout out my grandfather.
I have them taking Membu.
Okay.
The is Sam Cosmi even on the team anymore?
Has to be, right? Actually, I don't know now.
I mean, it's a need. I know tackle's a need for them. So
any relation to Bill?
I'm gonna give him Membu.
It's Cosby, I know, but yeah, he is. He's 26. Cosby's 26. I didn't know that. I thought he was 30. I guess not. It's hard to gauge their ages. Certain offensive linemen, I'm he's 33.
Yeah, because they blend in so easily. Because there's so many tackles every year.
Yeah. Center is one where I never know their ages. Nobody, you can't name more than 7 centers probably.
You want me to try?
Yeah, actually, You probably could. I hate you, but you probably could.
Frank Ragnow, Zach Frazier, Tyler Linderbaum, Creed Humphrey. That's 4. Connor McGovern's 5.
Okay, we'll count it. We'll let it play.
He's a center.
I guess. I can name some backups and stuff. Yeah, 7 was low. I think I could pull 7. I'm not going to do it. But
Well, hold on. We might be in trouble here.
Ravens.
Jackson Powers Johnson is 6.
You're naming naming young players.
Yeah.
Think of who was drafted.
There's got to be one more that I can think of, right?
Who's the Bucks center? I feel like they.
Yeah, Graham Barton from Duke. That's 7. 7. That's all I
7.
can name, though. That was a great number out of your.
I think you would actually pull 9. It would take a minute. It does take thinking though. There's not a lot. Center is very forgettable. But thank you. This is us naming stuff. He can name more than 7. I can't name more than 10 for Baker. Yeah. Number 30. This is interesting. The Buffalo Bills. Who do you have them taking?
I have him taking Xavier Watts, safety Notre Dame.
I have him taking Xavier Watts. Why? Because I really like Xavier Watts. I don't know.
In my opinion, he's the best safety in the draft. I know everyone's going to say you're a Notre Dame fan, and that's probably true. But this dude really has an untapped ceiling. He's only been a safety for 2 years.
Yep.
Came into Notre Dame as a receiver, 2 years at receiver, transitions to safety, wins the College Defensive Player of the Year award as a junior, comes back to boost his draft stock, follows it up with an even better season, gets robbed of the award, by the way. But this is a late riser.
Travis Hunter that got defensive player?
Yeah, but he didn't even win the best safety.
Or best corner?
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
he should have.
Wait, you're saying Watts didn't win?
Watts didn't win best
I
safety.
didn't think
Should have, because he had a better year than the year before. But late riser, obviously with the position change, I think there's an unlimited ceiling. I don't know if we've seen the best from Xavier Watts yet. Very different style than Kyle Hamilton, who was another Notre Dame safety that was drafted in the first round. Hamilton more of a long, athletic field general type. Xavier Watts more of he's a coverage safety.
The top 3 safeties are very good. I think that if the Bills could end up with the worst of them would be Emin Wari. I had pulled up because I probably still butchered the name, but South Carolina. He's a dog. I think if you're fine with Watts, I think you're fine with Watts. I think you're fine with Starks. And you'd be fine with Emin Wari. I think they're all 3 of them are going to start. I think Bills should go safety. I'm tired of them drafting mediocre defensive ends. Other than Greg Rousseau, he's been pretty good. And I just think it's somewhere we should shy away from. Our defensive line, middle in the league in pressure, and I think that at this point, if like a Harmon's not falling to us, go safety.
I agree.
So I would love Watts. I would buy a Watts jersey.
He's sick, dude. He's sick.
Chiefs. I could see the Bills trading out too.
I have the Chiefs taking a defensive lineman interior to help Chris Jones in the later years of his career. Darius Alexander out of Toledo. Very similar metrics and measurables as Derek Harmon.
I am taking a corner. I am taking Trey Amos out of Ole Miss.
I love Trey Amos.
Yeah. I think he's going to be good. I think casual, I'm blanking, probably because we're recording at 11:40. Dude that went to the Titans. Corner.
Caleb Farley?
No. Dude that went to the Titans from the Chiefs.
Oh, L'Jarius Sneed. Yeah.
Without Sneed, I think corner was somewhere they were missing. Thank you, by the way.
They have McDuffie, and that's it.
McDuffie's good. And McDuffie's very, very good. Let me reiterate that. But past that, it's tough. Even safety isn't great. But I think that secondary for them is somewhere they need to address, in my opinion. So, I mean, the Bills, even though we lost, I think the Bills were doing really well passing against them. And our number 1 receiver was washed Amari Cooper. More washed than I thought.
Very washed Amari Cooper.
Yeah, he smells good. Bubble bath, Amari Cooper.
32, I have Trey Amos. I think he's just really good, and I think they're going to just absolutely blow up their corner room and just they're gonna have like 5 number 1 corners by the end of the
I don't know.
offseason.
32 pissing me off because it's the Eagles. I think they get Stewart. His metrics came out, which means
He's a
everyone's going to pass on him, and then the Eagles are going to be like, oh, he's here now. He's a demon. Let's take him. Knowing our luck, James Pierce, people are going to look at his character. He's going to fall all the way through, go to the Eagles. Then Xavier Watts is also going to have a historic drop. They'll take him in the second round. Yeah. How are you feeling? I'd say this would be the episode. We really didn't get to anything else.
We'll get to it next time. This was the main topic anyway. We said we were going to do a mock draft. We did a mock draft.
But how do you feel about the Steelers past the first round? Because we have the first round. How do you feel about the rest of their draft, where they're going to go?
So if they take receiver, I think they got to go DB.
No water in this. I just looked like
it's got to be corner. I mean, Dante Jackson was serviceable. But he wasn't what we expected toward the latter of the season. Had a great start, obviously. He had like 4 or 5 interceptions in the first half of the year, then just got absolutely cooked the remainder of the season. I think that's more due to scheme, though, than it is to his ability. But he's also banged up a ton. So I think corner would be the way to go in round 2. Then I think the offensive line's set, to be honest with you. I think running back's probably a way. Or if there's a quarterback they like to take a flyer on, I wouldn't mind that either. But if I'm being honest, I think this is a roster that's really close.
Fair.
I think there's just a couple key positions that they need to shore up. Quarterback obviously is a huge problem, and that is why they're not ready to compete right now, because they don't have a franchise quarterback. But if you take quarterbacks out of the equation, it's one of the better rosters in the league.
If you take a quarterback in this draft, I think they'll make a mistake. I think that would be the issue.
I agree, and
I'm
kind of scared they're going to.
I think they need to lose. They need to go through losing.
Yeah, or they need to trade for Matt Stafford and just go all in for 2 seasons.
Yeah. It's tough to go all in at this point, but I don't know. Again, purgatory. But it's a deep draft, and anyone could, of course, it's the draft. You're supposed to come out better, but any team can add 4 or 5 dogs.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be the Eagles, and that's why they win Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So.
I will say, from the Bills' perspective of things, the thing that I'm excited about is 2 second-round picks this year.
Yeah, they got a compensation pick for Edmonds, right?
No. Edmonds, they gave us a 4th-round compensation pick.
Oh.
BS still. I don't know how.
What was the compensation? Or did they trade for one?
Diggs trade.
Yeah, that was what it was.
And that's actually, people were like, a second for Diggs? It's looking beautiful right now.
Yeah. I'd take a second for anybody.
I don't.
Even TJ Watt. I'm not even lying.
A second for, but this draft, I will say, is so deep that I think that a second would be fine. This year the Bills have, I'm gonna look at the picks. Yeah, they don't have a 3rd-round pick. They have 2 4s, 3 6s. I think they can trade up to the 3rd if they need to, but I like the 2 seconds anyway. Gives them more leverage. But I think the Bills, I just said that they're going to go safety. I think in the 2nd round, I think they're going to find a way to get Trey Harris. Iomeyer could fall. Like I said, he's another dude that could fall there.
Tez Johnson's there. Isaiah Bond, maybe.
Yeah, there's a few dudes. I hope we don't go like Jalen Royals or something. I don't want to get a dude from Utah State. No offense to Utah State.
Xavier Restrepo is a good option. Jaden Higgins is a good option. There's a couple in the 2nd round that are decent. There's not as high end. I think their ceiling is a decent wide receiver 2. I think there's only like 2 guys in this draft that have number 1 potential.
Nick Nash is an interesting
McMillan
question, I will
and Travis
say.
Hunter. Yeah.
He's projected like 4th round.
Jack Beck.
Yep.
From TCU.
They have him projected as the 6th receiver after Trey Harris.
Beck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't trust TCU after what happened.
After the Johnston.
After Johnston, I just don't. But regardless, I think the Bills will. I think they have to go receiver in that 2nd round. One of those 2 picks is going to be a receiver. I don't think Cooper comes back, and I don't know. I think now that they have, I'm blanking right now. After they extended Shakir, which again I like that. 15 million is nothing. Jerry Jeudy's making 15, I think. So I'm feeling all right. But I think if they got someone like an Iomeyer, I think that'd be a safety pick because you have a guy with such a high ceiling right now. Lower floor. Yeah.
So, what do you do with Keon Coleman?
That's what I was saying, though. Keon Coleman, I think, is going to be good. Keon Coleman has shown flashes. He was winning jump balls, the contested plays. He had at least 200 yards called back from holding.
Mm-hmm.
Like holding after he had already caught something, which is, I don't know. I don't know if you saw some of those. They were bad. Regardless, I really like Keon Coleman still. I think that he is a very high ceiling player. And what people fail to recognize is a lot of these players are coming out 22, 23. He's 21 still.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it was kind of like how Juju was coming out, because I remember we drafted him. He was the youngest player to ever play in an NFL game. He was like 19 years old and 300 days or something. So
I don't know. I like Keon's measurables, and I think he's going to develop. And if you have a guy like Allen, I think you kind of have to.
Yeah,
and
I
he
think
says he
they
loves
need to
Keon.
bring back Mac Hollins. He might have been their best guy down the stretch.
Mac Hollins, actually, a red zone threat. What we need to do, we need to get more involvement from the tight ends because we have the talent there. But Kincaid has the talent. We just don't give him the targets. He needs to bulk up. That's what he needs to do.
Yeah, he was always going to be a receiving guy coming out of school. That's why I preferred them to get Mayer, but obviously Mayer hasn't worked out in Vegas, and then got kind of surpassed by Bowers. So
yeah.
Maybe a fresh start for him would be a good idea. One of those tight end needy teams like the Saints or the Colts, maybe reach out to the Raiders and snag Michael Mayer for a pick, but we'll see what happens.
Still a few months out until Keon Coleman turns 22, by the way. But he missed 7 games, I think, or not 7 games, like 5 to 6 games in that middle stretch. He still had 600 yards missing that. So
it's pretty good. And then, like you said, a couple hundred taken back from penalties.
It's probably more around like the 150 line, but he had some deep shots taken back. But like I said, I'm not super upset. He's young. I think he develops, but I think he would thrive more, again, being in a smaller role. And I think if you get a safety guy like, I think Eilmeyer, if he does fall, would be great for them. Just because I think that's a perfect player for someone like Josh Allen. And to have sure hands dudes such as a Kincaid, a Shakir, and Eilmeyer, and then you have your deep threat jump ball dude with Keon Coleman.
Yeah, like a little spark plug off the bench.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm feeling good about that. And then I don't know where they go with the other second. There's a few. It depends on how they feel. I think they go running back later.
Yeah, because you can't give James Cook $15 million.
He's asking too much. If they can make something work with James Cook, I love James Cook. I would love for it to work, but it's a lot of money.
For a running back, yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't be mad if they drafted one just because it's deep. Even in the second, if they took a Scattaboo or something, there's a few dogs out there.
He's such a monster.
Yeah. I don't know. Who do you think would be available in the second still? I mean, probably
John Junkins, Travion Henderson.
Probably all of those cats.
Omarion Hampton.
Hampton, I've seen rumors of him going first round, late first round.
Yeah, he's a wide range.
But I don't know. A lot of dogs. We'll see where we're at. But I'm feeling good. If they don't go, where else would you see the Bills go? Maybe they just double up on receiver. Corner. They could go corner.
They should go corner.
I think that would be smart.
Because Douglas down the stretch.
Douglas rough. Benford.
No.
Benford's 24.
Right. If concussions.
If he doesn't get, just like the one, but if he doesn't get hurt, we win. Negate any of the penalties.
Yeah.
Elam accounted for at least 14 Chiefs points. So
he's bad. He's a bust.
He's shotgun execution. Done. Him and we have a linebacker that should be murdered. Balon Spector, dead. I would end him. Regardless for the Bills, I think we move on from Matt Milano. I hope so.
Yeah, he just doesn't have it, and it's not his fault. Injuries catch up to you at that age.
I like Milano. Hear me out, but he's 31. I think we can get at least a third or a fourth for him, and I'd be fine with that. I think it's time for Dorian Williams. He played better. They didn't give him time because Milano was back. Dorian Williams, the dog.
Terrell Bernard's good too.
Bernard's a dog.
I mean, when you have Achilles or knee injuries as a linebacker, it's going to take you 2 or 3 years to recover fully. And at his age, he doesn't have that luxury anymore. I just don't think he's a guy you can be paying that kind of money to anymore.
I mean, they could go Nick Scourton, or how do you say it? Skouerton. He have a down year?
No, he was a dude against Notre Dame week 1. I don't know what kind of year he had after that, but he gave us problems all night.
Everyone had him like top 15 to start the year, and he just kept slowly falling down.
I think, I don't know. It's weird. They had 2 really good defensive ends who both underproduced, but both their measurables are insane. I don't know. It's odd.
Yeah. Well, Devin has to deal with them, so.
Stewart reminds me of Greg Rousseau coming out of college, raw with a ton of potential.
Yeah, Greg Rousseau, beast. His pressure rate's insane. He just needs another dude to pair him with. They just double him, and that's the problem. Because you're not getting AJ Epinesa off the edge.
No, he's a run fit guy for sure.
Ed Oliver sucks, and then people talk crap, and then he's a beast.
Ed Oliver's good. I don't know why you'd ever talk crap about Ed Oliver.
Because he's lazy. That's why.
Well, yeah, he's 325 pounds.
But he takes plays off, and then people are like, "Oh, we paid him for nothing." And then he's like, "Oh, I guess I have to walk in." Okay, now we're just rambling. I don't know. I'm feeling all right though. Disappointed with how the season went, but again, I think the Bills were in a soft rebuild, and I think that they're a lot better now.
Yeah, future's bright, dude. The window's still wide open, as we know.
I think with Taylor Rapp's injuries, we're gonna have to move on. I think DeMar Hamlin, we're gonna have to move on. I think Cole Bishop will still develop as much as he was thrust into that game, and I don't think he was the problem there. I still think, there were certain plays that didn't look great, but again, he's another young cat.
He didn't play all year, and then they stuck him in the biggest game of the year.
Yeah, so. Young cat. I think he'll be fine. We just need another safety. If we can get him, and then again, if we could pair him with Watts, or if Stark fell, that too, I'd be happy. If we got Emmett, I'd be happy. I just want someone. I want a safety. I really want a safety, and I'll vouch for that.
Safeties are cool, dude. When you got good safeties, it's awesome.
It feels good.
When Minkah was good still, that was a lot of fun.
Well, I had safety. I don't know. I was blessed with good safety play so much that I forgot what it was like to have bad safety play.
Yeah.
When you have Poyer and Hyde together for 5 years, 5 years, because they didn't play together at the end. It was just an easy sport. Not enough to win the Super Bowl. Close. But that's where I'm at. All right. This has been the Booth Review, Season 5, Episode 2. I'm your host, Nathan King, along with my co-host.
Shout out Cameron Hayward.
Yeah. We'll see you guys in 4 or 5 weeks. Spring break coming up. Maybe we get one for spring break. Cena's winning the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, let's tell them. We're going to Monday Night Raw in Buffalo, March 3rd.
Actually, quick prediction. Who do you have winning the Elimination Chamber? It doesn't have to be anything insane.
CM Punk.
Okay, give me McIntyre. Okay, this has been the Booth Review. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Crank.